G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, what's been going on? The weather report, well, geez, it's been hot. Just steamy. High 90% humidity through the day, and I think about 4 out of 7 nights this week, or afternoons this week, coming in about 3 o'clock anywhere to early evening, we've had cracker thunderstorms coming through. And one the other night, it had a bit of hail in it, and the hail was, look, there wasn't a lot of it. If you chucked a yard square, metre square, out on the backyard, you would have had 10 pieces in it, sort of thing, maybe. And they range from 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch, or 19 to 25 mil. And look, wasn't a lot, no damage done by it, but I zipped out and grabbed a photo of it. I grabbed a couple of bits and just put next to a beer can. I was having a beer watching it. And so yeah, the humidity has been unreal at the moment, and all through the day you just sweat away. But anyway, not to worry, we've got Hurricane Hilda blowing in the corner over here, keeping the air circulating. And we're near the air, we're not too far from the airport here, and I think you can just hear the air flight helicopter going over the top. There he goes, and that's never a good sign. Some poor buggers come to grief in one way or another. They've had to send a helicopter out to pick them up. So this time of year it's often on the roads. There's a heap of people. There was, in Australia, I think I saw on the news the other night, there was 60 something people killed on the roads over the Christmas break, just from just traffic accidents, and who knows what the cause is. Being tired or texting or any number of things. So yeah, so someone's starting the day off not real good. But look, it's early in the morning at the moment, and I'm getting cranking up early. We got the grandkids over, so we'll see what time we get. In stew this week, I've got some of the milling of the Impeller. Now, I finished the Impeller. The back's good. The veins on it, look, I would have liked to finish a little bit better on them, but like a few people have been saying, the water's not going to know if the veins are real shiny or not, and they don't need to be shiny. The original ones are cast, so with a rough cast finish, so it doesn't really matter. But I've done that. I broke an end mill or two. Well, look, I broke one. I was feeding it along, and usually I have the bed set so there's no end movement in the nut, sort of thing. And it looks like I need to adjust it on the mill, but yeah, I usually have the jibs just a little firm just so it grabs it. But look, I didn't. I had it loose and it just kicked and bang, broke a 3/4 end mills. Live and learn. And being stainless steel, as soon as the edge went off an end mill, the cutting stopped and the heat started, and a couple of runs through I found that the veins hardened quickly on me and took the edge clean off an end mill. So yeah, look, that was a learning thing, but that's over. We've done that. Last Sunday we went for a drive up through from Bundaberg. If you head north from Bundaberg up towards the town of Rosedale, go past Rosedale, then you take a right hand turn towards Agnes Water in the town called 1770, and we went into Baffle Creek there, and we stopped at Flat Rock near Baffle. There's 2 flat rocks, but the one near Baffle, and we stopped there and had a cup of tea and sandwich and a look around. And then we went up through the forestry. We stopped at a place called Broadwater Haven, and look, we just saw a sign that said Broadwater Haven, private property sort of thing. So we went in there to have a look, and the bloke was lovely. He showed us around, and man, is it a nice spot. Look, you're about 9 or 10 miles from the shop or anything like that, but it's Broadwater Creek comes out onto Rules Beach below Agnes Water, and he's got some cabins there. He's got a disability cabin and a few other cabins there, and you walk about 50 yards maybe to the beach. You can moor your boat straight out the front if you like. He said it's not real good for crabbing, but for fishing it's been doing real well. up towards the deeper ends of the ends away from the mouth further. They caught 5 mangrove jack last week. So, but out of 14 fish that they caught, 5 of them were nice big mangrove jack. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. We may go there. You can't camp. You have to have a cabin. I think he said 145 a night, but that includes linen and everything. 145 a night in the peak season, 110 a night in the off season. So Google Broadwater Haven. If you're into fishing and just a little cabin relaxing on your own, well, yeah, it looked like a lovely spot. And from there we went up through Deepwater National Park to past the other flat rock and wreck rock and all that, which for camping up there, it's not my cup of tea. And the reason is you're camping in the bush where you have to walk down the track a few hundred metres to get to the beach. And beautiful beaches once you're there, but in your camp the sand goes from yellow to a grey. It gets dirty and you get no breeze hardly, and I reckon the mosquitoes and sandflies, I reckon they just about cart you away of an evening. So, but look, there was a lot of people there. Obviously some people love to camp there, and we went on the 4-wheel drive track, and it was a loose sandy track, and through the Deepwater National Park, and then we ended up at Agnes Water for lunch. And I took a little bit of footage of Flat Rock for you. I took a little bit at Chinaman's Beach at Agnes Water. It's just south of the town of Agnes by a couple of kilometres, and then it was quite windy, so it'll be blown out a bit at the tip of 1770, town of 1770, where Captain Cook rolled in one day. And but look, it was a lovely time. We went up to the Agnes Water Tavern and had a beer, and well, not a beer actually, I had a ginger beer because I was driving, but yeah, nice meal and things like that. So we covered some kilometres, and we left at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we got home, I think it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and most of that time we were driving. Yeah, we'd pull up and have a cup of tea for half an hour, then our lunch took an hour, and each place we'd stop at, and yeah, we'd take 10-15 minutes to have a look around and all that. So on the way home we pulled in at Winfield, which is a little town. You can follow all this along on the map if you get a detailed map of our area. There's a little town called Winfield, and you come to a T intersection at Winfield, and instead of going right to the town you go left, and there's a Rocky Point camp there, and a couple of people have got a beautiful creek flats on the Baffle Creek, and they let people camp there. And yeah, it must be self-contained, and but yeah, they do run an ensuite down. If you're for $25 a night, they'll drag an ensuite down, and the reason they drag them down, they're on skids, and they just hook them to a tractor and drag them right to your site. And the reason they do that is because the creek flat where you camp, it's close to the water. It's about, their boundary's about 20 metres from the boat ramp, where you can go and do some good fishing. And it floods. If they ever get a big flood through there, it floods. And where the campsite is, it'd probably be metre and a half of water on a bad flood, I'd imagine. And so there's no amenities there really. You have to look after yourself, but for a price they skid these vacuum toilets down, and they got water in them and a sink and all that sort of thing. And then if it looks like there's a bit of inclement weather coming along, they drag them way up the hill out of the way so they don't get their infrastructure damaged. So look, it's a great thing. They've thought about that well. So yeah, look, great day. That was the only day. Yeah, I had holidays between Christmas and New Year's, and that was the only day I didn't get stuck into it and do some work. And whether it was going back into the shop to pack parcels for the Christmas break, the eBay sales and the website sales and all that sort of thing, or mowing around here. At the moment the grass is growing that quick, we're spending a good day every weekend just whippersnipping and round upping and mowing and all that sort of thing, just trying to keep on top of it all. And yeah, it's a bit hectic, but that's fine. So with the new year, we went back to work this week on the Tuesday, and look, it was a good week. Yeah, people were waiting to get stuff. On the holidays, I had a head of steam one day. I was in there, I had the office open, and Judy was next door. Or Judy was at the shop packing parts, and I was next door pulling the offices down. And a fellow walks in and he says, "Oh, well, you shifted?" And I said, "Oh, we're next door, mate. Yeah, we just I just got to pull this office down." And he says, "I need some slasher blades." And I said, "Look, we're not open until January the 2nd. And this was about on the Thursday between Christmas and New Year's, probably. Yeah, the Thursday before New Year's anyway. And he says, "But you'd have some slasher blades inside." And I said, "Look, mate, we're not open." And you know, I said, "The door's only open there next door because Judy's packing some parcels and getting ready for eBay, but we're not open for business." And he said, "But I want a couple of slasher blades." And I said, "Look, mate, we're not open. We'll be open Tuesday. We'll be happy to take your order then." And he walks around, he walks straight into the shop, gets on to Judy and says, "I need some slasher blades. I want this and that and that and that." And I had a head of steam. And I was going up this bastard, and Jude must have been able to see the look in my eye, and I got to look back. And I thought, "Oh, up this, I better walk out." And anyway, he wouldn't take no for an answer. And so it turns out we didn't have the slasher blades anyway, but I thought, "You rude bastard." And yeah, I was ready to flog him. I felt like giving him a bloody tune-up anyway. And I thought, yeah, here we are, just got the doors shut, just trying to get a little stuff done, and he wouldn't take no, and barged through the door as the door opened, pushes his way in, and bloody, and I want slasher blades, I've seen him in here. Rudy was his name. Rudy was fucking nature too. But anyway, God, he pissed me off. He won't be getting very good service from now on. With any luck, he'll go somewhere else. But yeah, I was amazed by it. But other people had come and you'd say, "Look, we're just here doing a bit of maintenance. We're not open. Can you drop back on Tuesday?" And most of them did. And yeah, we had a yarn. A couple of them come in yesterday on Friday. And we had a yarn that was yeah, good. Had a good chat and all that. So yeah, different people, eh? And the bloke that was rude, well, he didn't. We didn't have what he wanted, and he wanted to order them, so Judy ordered them for him, and then he didn't come back in himself to pick them up. He sent someone else to pick them up and pay for them, so he might have been able to sense the air, eh? But anyway, not to worry. I went, like I said, I broke a couple of end mills. I broke an end mill on the doing the impeller, and so I jumped online and bought another couple. So yeah, look, they look good. Three quarter end mill, 5/8 shank. We're going to, well, that was just to stock up that. And look, to tell you the truth, some of the end mills, I only had a roughing end mill for some of it, and it was getting quite blunt towards the end of it. But look, for those of you in Australia, here in Forbes have a tool grinder. They have a tool cutter grinder for about $4,500. I don't want that, but down for about $1,500, there's an end mill sharpener for about $1,500, and it does end mills, and there's attachment to do drills and things like that for about $1,500. And I'm thinking about going that way to sharpen end mills, because look, I do have a lot of dull ones. Over the time, I've never had anything to sharpen them with, and so when they get dull, they just get put aside, and I find something else. And I'm thinking for $1,500 about buying one. So anyone that's had any experience with them, yeah, let us know in the comments, please. I don't have, well, look, I don't want to spend $4,500 on a tool cutter and grinder for a hobby shop like mine here that just fiddle farts around in here. Like, that's about half, that's nearly as much as I paid for my milling machine. And but the $1,500 one, I'd probably go that way and see. So anyone wants to jump onto Hare and Forbes Machinery website and have a look at the grinder. Yeah, there's a drill sharpener, which I'm not interested in, but then there's an end mill sharpener just on its own. So have a look, tell me what you think. I'm thinking about going that way. I could resurrect a few of mine by doing that. But anyway, we'll put a bit of thought into that first. And last weekend I had a fella come up on one of the Crosley engine sites. I popped a Crosley engine out there I had for sale, and yeah, last weekend a bloke rang me and said, do you mind if he travelled up from Gympie to have a look at it? So he came up and had a look at it and bought it off me. And so yeah, I thought I'd put not all of that money back into the shed here, but that's why I thought I'd have a look at this end mill grinder, because I've got a little bit of money hanging around from an engine I sold. So I don't want to spend all of it. I want to keep some of that for when we set up the shipping container workshop up in the carport up here. There'll be a bit of expense there, getting it wide and all that sort of thing. So I don't want to spend it all in the shed here, but I have been thinking about that end mill grinder. So yeah, like I say, let us know how you go, what you think. If it's shit, tell me. If you've got one and you love it, tell me. If you've got one and you hate it, tell me. Yeah, just we'll see what happens with that. Well, look, that's about it. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope 2018 is a cracker year for everyone. And following this, I'll put a little bit of the end mill, the milling of the vanes on the water pump impeller. There's a little bit of footage of that there. Not a lot, but a bit there. In the end, I just chomped through it and got it finished because I had to get it going, and yeah, I had to just clear it. Yeah. So there's a bit of that. There's a little bit of footage of my touring around the countryside last Sunday, and I think I've got a couple of photos somewhere of the Impeller. I put it on YouTube Machinist, the Facebook page, and probably on my Facebook page too. Look, it came up all right. I needed to work on my finish a little bit, but that's all right. So anyway, look, have a great 2018. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, watch an ad for me, a few things like that, and we'll catch you later, eh? And this is where we are up to with the impeller at the moment. We've done all the shaping on the lathe, which you'll see straight away after this. And yeah, we're starting to chew away the flutes coming out through here. We're on a little bit of an angle. Oops, sorry. We're on a little bit of an angle. Well, we'll go back here. We're on a little bit of an angle, as the original impeller had a slight kick in it like that. So we're off centre a little bit, and then on the rotary table we just turn it around 51.4 degrees, and that gets us to where we need to be. And then we'll have to move it across a couple of hundred thou, and we'll do the same run down this side, and that should leave us a nice nice flat land for the impeller. So there you go. On to a bit of machining on the lathe for you. Right, this is the last cut on the first side here. We just got a rough and end mill in. We're just hogging it out. We're just looking to remove a fair bit of metal quickly. Pretty rough old thing, but that's alright, it works okay. that's a couple of hundredths out. Couple hundredths out, 3/4 of an inch. So we've got 130th there to go, so we're dropping it down. Okay, that's just how we're gnawing away at it. A lot of metal to remove, and now we have to come down here. So I'll measure the web. I think it's around 200th hour. We'll move our bed across 200th hour, then we'll run through, and we should be coming through. It'll be climb milling now, but anyway, we'll get it done. We're getting it all roughed out, and then we'll get some nice finish and end mills in. But anyway, one step at a time. Right, we're just hogging her out still. We've got to go around 114.8 degrees. So around we go. We can do it all in one cut. We're just hogging. It's probably a bit hard on it really, but 114.8, lock him in. Bring him out here. She might do it in a couple of cuts, but lock him up. And there we go, there's the rough run out of the veins of the pump. So now we have to get a nice finishing end mill, and we'll just come and we'll do the depths properly and get the exact width of the veins. We'll just take a little bit of metal out. We've done most of the big hogging. Well, here we are, going for a drive, doing a Sunday drive, and this is flat rock, which is near Baffle, and this is the Baffle Creek out here. The town of Winfield is across over the other side of the creek here. And yeah, look, lovely spot. We just pulled up here for a bit of a cuppa and cuppa and a look around. We might come back and put the boat in at another date, but anyway, we'll see. It's got amenities here and toys. I think that little shack up on the hill there, if I can zoom in on it. Hey, staying there, that'll be the go. Anyway, we'll just come back and there's some houses from the little township of Winfield on the other side of the river. By road to get there, you'd have to travel probably 60 kilometres. Well, this is our next stop. This is Broadwater Creek, and Rules Beach is just down over the point. Right on the point you can see a few people camping. That's the end of Rules Beach, as far north as you can go. And then over the other side of the sand dune is the ocean. So this is great for kayaking and fishing and all that sort of thing. There's cabins up here, but yeah, look up Broadwater Haven. Google it. It's they got beautiful cabins here. I'll show you that shortly. Here's some of the cabins you can stay at, and at the cabins here there's a boat ramp, and then there's a little track down to the creek here. So yeah, beautiful. You can't camp apart from staying in the cabins, but the cabins come with linen and everything, so barbecues out the back and the owner supplies the wood. This is Chinaman's Beach, just south of Agnes. It's a bit choppy. It's a bit of a hill,